so for you, you found mentors by putting yourself in different environments, and you just actually asked them if they could be your mentor. Now, what was the criteria? And paid.
Yep.
But what was it that they did that allows you to say, okay, I want to be mentored by this person?
Well, they achieved something that I wanted for myself, right?
Got it.
If I saw that I know I wanted to own multiple businesses too, right? Because I had interest in multiple areas. And because of my e-commerce experience, where there's multiple forms of e-commerce, you could do private labeling and get brands of random stuff from China. And when I say random, is because I'm not choosing a brand that or a product that I like. Just because I like it don't mean others gonna like it. I'm choosing a product that's already selling well, already has demand, and I'm like, oh, let me just improve it a little bit and then brand it and then sell it, right? So for me, it was like, okay, I saw different paths: private labeling, drop shipping, etc., etc. And I knew I could do multiple things at once. So now I needed a mentor who was familiar with that approach. I needed a mentor who was already making certain amount of revenue that I was not even close to yet. Because the difference in making 7 figures is way different from making 8 figures, different mindset. So I needed to know, what's the mindset of a 7-figure earner? What's the mindset of an 8-figure earner? Right? Yeah. And that's how it helped me to choose which mentors would be best suited for me because of where they're at. But then the last part of it is which ones fit me best. So don't just rush into a mentor. Hey, this mentor is making $1 billion. Let me get him. He could be an a-hole and maybe not go, fit well with your style, right?
That's right. That's right.
Find the ones that you resonate with and it fits you well, and you feel that they're genuine. I ain't never met Barack Obama in person. Well, I mean, I have shook his hand in events, but like conversations, I never had that. But for some reason, I like him.
Yeah.
So I've watched him enough to resonate with him and feel that, yeah, he's an intelligent dude and seems to be upstanding. I don't know that for sure, but I watched him enough to feel comfortable with him. So same thing you should do with any mentor you choose.
Great point. Great point. So now we come into the age where you are buying businesses, or acquiring businesses for yourself. And you're putting things in so this is a whole nother level. Now, the reason why I want you to dive into this is because not only did you start acquiring businesses, but so everybody knows about the 4 quadrants of income: employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, right? There's something that Robert Kiyosaki said that everybody took. When business owners, we leverage people and systems to work in a business and make more money for us. And the book E-Myth talked about working in your business versus on your business. Most people know how to work in and do the activity. Most people don't know how to work on to move the business forward. But then you said something that was that needs to create a whole nother I guess a cash flow quadrant. Beez said, I don't work in, I don't work on, I work above. Can you talk about what the heck do you mean when you say you work above your business?
Yes, sir. Okay, so the first thing you got to know is, so it's still the same cash flow quadrant. Employee, you're working in the business, you're trading time for money. Then you say those magic words, I'm tired of this, I want to work for myself. And then you go down to self-employed, you're still working in the business, though, and you're still trading your time for money. Then you move to business owner, and now you're working on the business. You're steering the direction of it, but other people are executing everything for you. That sounds good. Everybody wants to be the CEO. I wanted it at first, but then when fires started happening, they still kept bubbling up to me. I had people in place, but they were like, well, sir, how should we handle this? I'm like, wait, I'm doing other things right now. Can you handle it? And then I realized, like, hey, being a CEO ain't all it's cracked up to be that people think it is. So I realized that no, the next quadrant is investor, and we ignoring it a little bit. And mainly we ignore it because we're like, oh, well, no, you need to be super rich for that. You can't just be an investor. Yes, you can be an investor. You don't have to be super rich for it. There's ways to do it, like the leverage buyout. So I got more into focusing on being in the investor quadrant, and I wanted my time back. That was more valuable to me. Not financial freedom, but time freedom, right? That was more important to me. So I used that I set that goal and said, every action that I take is going to only be towards the goal of getting to my time freedom. I had other actions I could have taken that would have gotten me more financial freedom, but it would have taken more time or taken more of my daily time or something. So that's not the best option for me. It could be a good option for someone else, but my ultimate goal is time freedom. The money is just a tool I use to get to it, right? So I started saying, when I take over a business, the first thing I had to change my mindset is to say that 25% of a watermelon is better than 100% of a grape, right? Because normally in that self-employed quadrant, it's like, yeah, the reason why you don't move to the business owner is because I want to do it myself. Nobody can do it as good as me. And I don't trust no one else to do it. It has to be me. That's why you don't move to the business owner and you're still self-employed. But I'd rather have 5 people doing it 75% as good as me than me have to do it all by myself.
Yeah.
That's how you scale a business.
Yeah.
So I focused on, I need to be above the business. I don't even want to be the CEO. I want to go into a business and hire a CEO to work it for me. Now, that sounds hard if you build it from scratch because you don't got no money in the business yet. So how you going to hire, how you going to afford a CEO? But I don't build them from scratch anymore. When you acquire a business, it already comes with revenue, cash flow. It already comes with employees. It already comes with process systems. It already comes with business credit if you acquire it with a stock purchase. It already comes with customers and a customer list, everything that you need. So you can immediately hire someone to operate it for you, to run it for you. And maybe even offer them some equity that they can earn over time. That goes back to what I just said. Because we're too concerned with, no, I want all the equity for myself. Now I'm good. I'll give away some equity so that I get all of my time back, because that's the most important thing to me. And that was the basis of, I'm working above the business. I'm not even looking at the end product that the business makes. The business makes remotes. Cool, that's nice. I'm looking at the business itself as a product. How do I buy that product? And how do I gear it up to sell it for more? So that's what I was focused on. And I'm working above the business while my CEO works on the business, while my employees work in the business, and on and on.
And so let's dive into that a little bit more, y'all, because this kind of talk is the talk that's going to change your generations to come, because you're teaching them how to think and act completely different than what we're supposed to act. Right. And the reason why I say supposed to is because even when we take that leap to become an entrepreneur, most of us are still stuck as self-employed people. Right. But a couple of things that we need to highlight. What was clear was Beez had an outcome, and his outcome may be different from yours. His outcome was time freedom. Why? He made money already. Right. But some of y'all might want time, even if you didn't make as much money as he did. So that means your decisions will align with his based on his journey. Now, the other thing he said was, I still buy businesses that can pay for CEOs. So that means if you want to make money, you can still do that too. But here's the thing. Usually when we hear about the investor quadrant, all we hear is, oh, I put my money somewhere and it makes money for me. So we automatically think stocks. We automatically think, us actively investing in stock. That most people that I talk to when we talk about the investor quadrant, that's where the mind first goes. What Beez is telling us is that you could actually do that with businesses. And so when he's working above, that's because he's a board member. So board member is above, CEO is on, employee is in. That's it right there.